want you to have some fun.
Party's what meant to last. Hey, what's up, everybody? You are listening to the Jill Munroe Show right here on KBLA Talk 15. Yes, it is. It's a Keith Underwood Takeover, and I'm your guest host today, Keith L. Underwood. Here at KBLA, I host Black in the Green Room, where we focus on the intersection of entertainment, culture, and opportunity, talking with artists, creatives, and industry professionals about the work behind what we see on screen and on stage. You can catch that every weekend, Saturdays at 5 p.m., and we rebroadcast at 11 p.m., and again Sundays at 7 p.m. But right now, this is the Keith Underwood Entertainment Takeover. And if you know this show, you know it's about real conversation, real perspective, and staying connected to what's happening in the culture. So we're going to keep that going today. If you want to take a part in the conversation, please call us at 1-800-920-1580. Again, that's 1-800-920-1580. Or join us in the chat on YouTube Live at KBLA 1580. However you tap in, we want to hear from you. Now, let's get into it. So over the weekend, events like Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival and the Revolve Festival took over the desert. And while people are focused on the performances, the fashion, and the social media moments, there's a bigger conversation underneath all of it about presence, influence, and who ultimately holds the power in these spaces. So the presence of Black people on stage, in the audience, and behind the scenes is not just visible, it's defining the experience. So we're going to get into that today. Andy!
What's good with you?
Man, what's up? I give all this energy. You come back with Barry White. Wait, what's up? Hey, what's up?
Hey, man, I'm chilling. I've been here for a couple hours, so, I'm just, bouncing everywhere and all that. But, I'm good, man.
Yeah. It's another day.
Another day, $1 million.
That's right. Another day, another million. Man, how was your weekend?
Weekend was cool. It was pretty chill. Didn't really do too much. It's funny that you're talking about Coachella because I didn't know nothing about Coachella popping off this weekend until I was just on YouTube and I saw some live, feeds from Coachella and whatnot.
Yeah.
I tapped in and actually watched Justin Bieber perform, and that man,
He did his thing, right?
He got it. The man got vocals. You know one thing I'll say about R&B artists, though?
What's up?
That I got to give up to him. He wasn't doing too much dancing. He wasn't doing too much, choreography or whatnot.
Right,
I think he was just,
right.
He was standing around or whatnot and actually singing. And I thought what was dope was he had like a laptop set up or whatnot, and he was like searching through his songs. And he was performing it. So, like, the crowd was over here getting amped up as he was typing, a certain song or whatnot. I felt like that was a good way to kind of interact with the crowd. You don't see that too much. There was no DJ, obviously. There was no band. Right. But, shout out to
They felt
Justin
like they
Bieber.
were at a jam session.
Basically.
Yeah, man. I remember 1,000 years ago that I went to a Prince concert. Not 1,000 years ago. I'm just playing, y'all. But a Prince concert that was in Las Vegas at Mandalay Bay, man. And, you know, they have Circle in the Round at Mandalay Bay. And it was just Prince. Since we just had him on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Prince, and man, it was just like being at a jam session. He was just like, okay, what y'all want to hear?
Oh, really?
Okay, I think I'm going to play this, and then I'm just going to groove with this.
Oh.
And, you know, it just makes you feel very, very close to the artist.
Absolutely.
To have that type of experience,
Mm-hmm.
man. And yeah, man. Also, shout out to Monica Askew. Another 1,000 years ago, I went to my first Coachella, my very, very first Coachella. And Monica Askew, she worked for, I think, Power or one of those other radio stations that, you know, it's not KBLA Talk 1580 today, but she hooked me up with some tickets, man. And I had never been to Coachella, and I was like, boy, I got to drive all this way out here in the desert, and I drove out by myself. Man, I got there just in time for Janet Jackson.
Oh, really? What year was this?
Oh, dude, that was 2000. And man, it was just out of this world. And I mean, like, yeah, it was highly choreographed, you know, it was highly synchronized.
It's Janet Jackson, though.
But it's Janet Jackson, though, man. Yeah, and I stayed for a couple more minutes because it was a whole different vibe back then, man. It wasn't too many of, you know.
Speak on it.
It wasn't too many of us out there, you know. It was, you know, I was the only cinnamon chip.
Is it ever really a lot of us when it comes to Coachella?
I think it's changing. We're gonna talk about that today too. Yeah, I think it's changing a little bit with Coachella. But anyway. And coming up next segment, we'll be joined by journalist, publicist, and sports manager Lila Brown, who was at Coachella this past weekend, to talk about it right here on the Keith Underwood Entertainment Takeover on KBLA Talk 1580.
Disagree without disrespect.
Make your point and keep it pushing.
Let's do this. Listen and learn or talk and teach. Talking and listening around the clock. KBLA Talk 1580.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom? She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, host of The Voice of Reason, weeknights at 7 p.m. here on KBLA Talk 1580, with a personal invitation for you to join me and Insight.me as we present The Healing Box, live at Inglewood's world-famous Miracle Theater, Saturday evening, May 23rd at 7 p.m. Look, I understand your attachment style has been running your life like a rogue algorithm, and nobody has had the courage to press pause. Until now, Dr. Pakoya McCall and yours truly are curating a night where clinicians, spiritualists, and an all-star panel of Black woman healers like Dr. Shalonda Sunshine Crawford, Dr. Jashana Johnson, and spiritualist Precious McGill will join some amazing spoken word artists and the legendary comedian Louis Dix to diagnose, disrupt, and heal your relational wreckage in real time. Listen, bring your trauma. As a matter of fact, bring your baby mama. No, bring your testimony. And if you're still texting your ex at 2 a.m., baby, you're not just invited, you're the target demo. Tickets are moving fast, so grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before your dating history gets flagged as a pre-existing condition. That's themiracleinglewood.com. We'll see you there Saturday, May 23rd at 7 p.m.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
You got a big mouth. Hello, Joe, you're up. Welcome.
We're unapologetically progressive, and we don't black down.
Let me hear you say, hey, Miss Carter. Say, hey, Miss Carter. Give me some. In the back, diamond fangs in my grill. Brooklyn brim with my eyes sitting low. And every boy in here with me got that smoke. And every girl in here gotta look me up and down. All on Instagram, cake by the pound. Circulate the image every time I come around. G's up, tell me how I'm looking, babe. What this all for? You just walk my way. Just tell me how it's looking, babe. Just tell me how it's looking, babe.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Keith Underwood Entertainment Takeover. I'm sitting in for the fabulous Jill Munroe, and please join this conversation at 1-800-920-1580 or tap in on YouTube Live at KBLA 1580. Let's check out. Let's see what's going on over here in the chat. Hey, what's up, nephew? DJ Black, what's happening, man? And then, 10 years since Kobe. Yeah. Shout out to the fam. Condolences to the family. Let's see here. Since 20 years, 50 years since Charlie's Angels debut. Okay, they didn't have no black women on there, so I'm sorry. But anyway.
Hey, you just extra pro-black today, huh?
You know what I'm saying? I'm always
Keith,
pro-black, but I'm extra pro-black today.
I better not catch you watching the Golden Girls or something.
Man, you might catch me doing that, man.
See, come on. See, you in violation. Look at you.
Thank you for being a friend.
Look at you now. Uh-huh.
No.
All right.
Hey, so we have in the house with us downtown Lila Brown. What's up with you, Lila?
Oh, hi. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Thank you.
How you doing, Nisi?
I'm fresh from the desert. How are you?
Fresh from the desert. Okay. We're going to get into it. Yeah, speaking of divas, tell us a little bit about what you do downtown Lila Brown.
Oh, wow. Thank you. So, you listed my triple threat factor there. Definitely
more like
quadruple,
quintuplet.
Oh. We're all one. And so it starts with entertainment publicity. It goes over to sports agent. That's where it came up. And then, now freelance journalist with, our favorite LA Sentinel as a contributor. And also I've done work with California Black Media. So really tapping into my media roots and doing the journalism thing.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. Nice. So, Lila, I talked about my first experience going to Coachella and, checking out the fabulous Miss Jackson If You're Nasty. So tell me a little bit about your first experience at Coachella. Who did you check out?
Yeah, thank you. So first, at Coachella versus first learning about Coachella, just like your co-host. I was moving here from Atlanta through Vegas to LA, and I remember the blogs were going crazy because there had been a Beyonce sighting, and Beyonce looking cool, what is she wearing? But then we're like, where is she at? And we had never really, I think in this community, like the Shade Room type communities, all those like black blogs back in the day, it was like, where's Beyonce? And she was at Coachella and just watching as a spectator. And I think she was kind of thinking like, this is cool. I think she was just checking it out. Like, Beyonce, you put her in there, she's going to be like, I'm going to be there one day. So I just always kept an eye on it. Thankful for the Hollywood publicists that have always been great in accepting me, that, I'm learning, then I invite my clients, and then every year for I think the past 15 years, been going back and forth every year.
Nice.
Weekend one
nice.
only. Weekend one, and shout out to all the Coachella people out there that go through the desert, and we just go party and collect free swag as well. But
really?
You know what? I'm going to say this. Yeah, I've never actually been. This is the thing. I always do Coachella. So going to Coachella, I have friends on site, friends on the ground, and I still kind of take it for granted that they buy tickets the week of the announcement. The week of. And I'm like, I'm always bypassing it. And then those resale tickets were about $5,000 for the weekend one.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. So Coachella first started in 1999, and in tribute of that, we dropped Prince 1999. Shout out to Andy. Andy, what's up? Thank you for that. So tell me a little bit about Prince. What you know about Prince, Lila Brown?
Okay, thank you. That was a beautiful connection you made with Bieber and the intimacy of Prince. And I've always heard that he would, after concerts, go to smaller venues and really be intimate with the crowd. So I appreciated that. But my mom made me watch Purple Rain like it was a Bible story. I'm gonna be so honest with you. She made us watch certain black movies because she was like, y'all need to know. And it was just a way for us to connect generationally. And so when I saw Purple Rain, my experience is when I was at NBA All-Star in New York around the same time as Fashion Week. And I had just came out of the Winter Olympics. And I remember some Jordan Brand party stuff. All these things were happening. I met Meghan Markle this weekend. Anyway, somebody passed word that the Jordan Brand was celebrating, let's say, 30 years. And let's say I was born the same year as Jordan Brand. So I was like, that's my 30 years, something like that.
Right.
So they said, don't tell anybody. But by the end of the night, Prince is going to be performing at, this Jordan party. So anyway, we were like waiting around. We're like, whatever. We say, I'm out of here. Prince ain't coming. Ariana Grande finished performing. We going to coat check, and there was Prince. The Wall Street parking lot conformed into a venue to celebrate Jordan Brand on Wall Street. 1985, Prince, and then Wendy Williams was performing. But it was literally by a coat check. They made it a little stage, and we just partied. It was like maybe 75 people.
So, see, you think you all that. I went to a Prince party in Minneapolis. How about that? And slept overnight downstairs, wasted in the basement. How about that? Next to the ping pong table. How about that?
Okay, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis.
But I'm a good guy now. I don't get wasted anymore. I've cleaned up my act.
What is that? I never heard of that. I'm getting wasted. I don't know what that is.
Hold on, you used to turn up, Keith.
Come on now. I did a little something.
Fun.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say Bieber being intimate. Y'all said it felt like a jam session. That's what it was. So that's Prince. And I love that. Thank you for doing that, because Bieber got that from somewhere, and he's definitely ingrained in black culture. So I appreciated that, too.
Yeah. You know what?
What's up, Andy?
I'm glad that you even mentioned that, too, because it reminded me of, as he was performing, I was wondering if he was going to bring any, special guests or whatnot. And it was I felt like he went 15 songs deep. Didn't bring out a guest or anything yet. Then he came out and brought out Tim's. And I was like, yo, I forgot about this song.
Right.
And then he brought out Wizkid. And I was like, yo, I forgot about that song. Yeah, with Wizkid and them. So I was just like, that was kind of like a reminder for me that Justin Bieber got bangers.
Yeah.
And low key, if we're talking about if we're talking about the Justin Timberlakes and, the white boys, the John B's or whatnot, yo, I might say something blasphemous right now as far as the past 30 years. Let me go ahead and say that, because I already know you.
Yeah.
As far as white boys, R&B, he's up there.
Yeah,
You can go ahead and say he's comparable to Justin Timberlake, low key.
Yeah. No, I would
Can
definitely
I say something
agree with that.
the white boys, Diplo. I went to a party with Diplo and Skrillex. I don't know if y'all know about Jack U and Bieber with that song "Where Are You Now That I Need You." Like that was really, really awesome. Like that, Justin Bieber is so versatile, and I don't think people remember about I think Usher bringing him in. I really think he does appreciate Black culture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about Black culture. I've had on my party hat, now I'm going to put on my professor's gown. So over the weekend, Coachella, aka the place where tickets cost a mortgage payment and everybody suddenly becomes a stylist, took over the desert. But beyond the outfits and Instagram posts, this is still one of the biggest music stages in the world. And once again, a lot of the defining moments, the performances people are talking about, replaying and reacting to, were driven by Black artists. The influence is clear, but it still raises that same question every year: who's really the headliner and who's actually the main attraction? Because sometimes those aren't the same thing, and that's where the conversation about positioning, power, and ownership comes in. So let me ask both of you Bieber fans this. If Black artists are creating the defining moments, why doesn't that consistently translate into headliner positioning and ownership? Come on now.
Lila?
Okay, ownership and equity, that's really important. And the creators and the producers. So let's talk about that. I know the ins and outs of the business side of this. So Golden Voice is the producer of this, the organizer. There is no, big or small companies coming together. This is Golden Voice, of course, and he has the teamwork. But Golden Voice they do events in LA. So check them out. Check out the venues. Get to know what they're doing. They took that chance. To say, let's go do something in the middle of the desert. I think Pearl Jam was one of the first ones, because they were like, we want to go somewhere where we can perform, where our fans can actually afford to see us, because these people are jacking up the prices. Remember when we were shocked at $250 for a concert ticket? So Golden Voice wanted to, and then it just, the industry's going to take over. So when you talk about the headliners, okay, first and foremost, we have to be honest in our communities. This, are we making those early investments and taking that risk? And when our brothers and sisters are doing it, are we supporting them? It is very hard to get out to the desert. It is not easy. I think Palm Springs is a quick shot. A lot of people probably think so as well. But are we going to really go out there? They just started building hotels in that area for in between that
events
drive.
for Coachella too, yeah.
Yeah, and then remember, these people at Coachella are camping out in tents because you think they want to be. There's not enough. There's 100,000 people all of a sudden descending upon this valley, and just like Burning Man and all these things. So I think Pharrell has his own festival, but really, what is AC3, whatever that festival. So are we really doing festivals? So
yeah.
And so do we get that ownership if we weren't the initial investors? So what we can do is, for whatever the booking is on Coachella, for us that work with performance writers and contract negotiations, that's a whole other thing. The specifications. I think that's why Beyonce was there. Let me check it out. Do y'all have the means to give me what I need? Because I can blow out a stadium with the voltage. So, I think, and then she said, oh, y'all got the capabilities, because it's not just music, it's also an art festival. You see a lot of art. And so we're in there. But who's looking at the fine print on the bill when the performances are from sunrise to sunset, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., whatever, you get up, it's music, music, music. Until you get to that 12th hour of Bieber coming on at 9:30, not 10 o'clock, or whatever, until midnight. So you're literally surrounded with music all day. Are we going to invest in Azalea Banks performing, right? Who is she? We don't know who that is. When our people are small, are we showing the support to say, oh, J-Rock's performing from TDE, I'm going to go see him, and everything else that comes with that. So we have to make those early investments if we want ownership in these states.
Yeah. So what do you think needs to shift for there to be more cultural influence and to become more structural, a more structural power in the music industry? What can we do to be more involved with these events, have a larger presence in these events?
I think social media is so important for this.
Mm-hmm.
Are we double tapping on each other's stories? Are we sharing our friends? Like we share celebrities. And so when you see your friends out there at Coachella, instead of having envy and fear of missing out, how about you say, wow, this person represents my community and they're out at Coachella.
Yeah.
And you know, it gets into a whole thing. So do we really support each other and what we're doing? So you might not be the headliner this year. And I watched FKA Twigs from the UK last night, and she said it. She's like, a lot of y'all probably don't know my music. I was like, girl, they know you now. And so, but she's a big deal to me, and I watched her. So I think LA is great for that. We have a lot of people that cultivate emerging talent, like 1500 Academy and all that. And so get with the saxophone and support your local drummers, and they're in the industry, and they're all connected, and we're all connected to that. So that's why I make that straight shot out to the desert, and I go out to Coachella.
Yeah.
No matter what. I go. You got to go first.
Yeah, and I think there needs to be more like kind of Afrocentric events that are happening around Coachella. Like you said, there are a bunch of no-cellas, out there. So we got to do that too. Let's see. Over in the chat, Morris said, Brother Keith, is you the man from 6'7"? I'm not telling. And so, and also, Morris, Black culture has been commercialized if it no longer belongs to us. And DJ Black said, the reason why I mentioned Charlie's Angels' 50th anniversary is that they had that celebration, Daily Fest Los Angeles. And then also, Terry said, hello, Keith, and the chat room. What's up, everybody? And when we come back to the Keith L. Underwood Entertainment Takeover, more with Lila Brown in our discussion about Coachella right here on KBLA Talk 1580.
Where are you now that I need you? Couldn't find you anywhere. When you broke down, I didn't leave you. I was by your side. So where are you now that I need you? Where are you now that I need you?
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. A new chapter is beginning at the Rainbow Push Coalition. The Chicago-based civil rights group held its first meeting Saturday under new president and CEO Yusef Jackson, who is succeeding his late father, Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr.
It is my honor to stand with you. It is my honor to fight with you.
The organization is now looking ahead to its annual conference in June. A new study finds many Gen Z adults still rely on their parents financially. The 2026 Wells Fargo Money Study says 64% of parents with Gen Z children are still helping with money, housing, or other support. Earlier research found Black adults are less likely than white adults to get that kind of parental help. And rapper Offset is back performing just days after being shot. He rolled onto the stage in a wheelchair at the University of Arkansas Rowfest on Saturday and later shared the moment on Instagram. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The odds makers in Vegas are already showing a lack of confidence in the Lakers. The Lakers are 5.5-point underdogs at home to the Houston Rockets in Game 1 of their first-round playoff series in the Western Conference. Game 1 in the best-of-7 is Saturday at 5:30 at Crypto.com. Kawhi Leonard is hoping to do something he hasn't done in 5 years with the Clippers. Leonard has not won a playoff series since 2021. The Clippers have to win 2 games in the play-in round to get there. They play Golden State Wednesday at the Intuit Dome. The NBA may have a competition issue to deal with. 8 of the league's 30 teams ended the regular season with 55 or more losses. That's the highest number in league history. The 8 teams: Brooklyn, Indiana, Washington, New Orleans, Dallas, Memphis, and Utah. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
There is no denying that we've always been the conscience of this country. KBLA Talk 1580 is progressive talk radio built for our community, by our community, and with hosts who look like you, live near you, and care about what you care about. 50,000 watts of truth right here in Southern California. KBLA Talk 1580. Listen live on your AM radio dial at 1580 or stream us live on our KBLA1580.com website or on our free KBLA 1580 app.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The BLM Center for Black Power is a hub for Black activism in the city of Los Angeles, a standalone nonprofit affiliated with Black Lives Matter LA. The venue is home to live events, meetings, and organizing drives for Black-led community-based organizations. It is also the base of operations for Black Lives Matter LA. Built on what used to be a nuisance property owned by an arms dealer, the BLM Center for Black Power is in the heart of Leimert Park and has opened its doors to everything from youth organizers to toy drives to film screenings and community town hall meetings. To make a donation or make a request, please visit blmla.org. That's blmla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, Black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? We didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
Love and happiness. Yeah. Something that can make you do wrong, make you do right. Yeah. Love. Love and happiness. But wait a minute, something's going wrong. Someone's on the phone, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, talking about how she can work it right. Yeah.
All right. What's up, everybody? This is the Keith Underwood Entertainment Takeover right here on KBLA Talk 1580. I am sitting in for the fabulous Jill Munroe, and joining me today is the fabulous publicist, journalist, agent, Lila Brown. Lila, welcome back.
Hello again, everyone. Hi to the chat.
Yes, everybody over in the chat, what's up? What's up? You guys keep those comments, coming. We want to hear from you. Let's see here. What's up, Morris? How you doing, man? And, Morris, 80 years today. Happy birthday, Al Green. That's right. Happy birthday, Al Green. And Lila, so same festival, but let's talk about the other Coachella, the one happening on your phone. So because if you didn't post it, did you even go? This is where creators and influencers, they're capturing the culture in real time and shaping how the world experiences it. And a lot of that energy, what goes viral, what gets traction, is coming from Black creators. So while the content is being made by us, the bigger conversation is who owns the platforms and who profits from the engagement.
Wow. Great question. Who's profiting?
Yeah,
really?
yeah. If Black creators, if we're driving
Price
the content.
gouging, the scalpers. I mean,
I bet we won't stop giving our art away.
But okay, so let's talk about that. First and foremost, let's talk about. Okay, we can start with giving the art away. We're not giving it away. They taking it.
Yes.
Check out what happened with Stacked Records. I just learned that story. That was an infuriating thing.
Yeah.
No, that Clive David tried. So thank you. But with these scalpers, what I like now is that, the old process, I'm not going to get into that, wasn't right. But now they're working with the venue to say, I don't want these tickets or I want to get rid of them. And then, they're allowing them to come in and say, hey, $5,000 for the 3-day weekend. But
wow.
to me, yeah.
Then it becomes an investment.
Well, then, okay, so if I don't know. Look, I am not the craze fan. As soon as they announce Coachella, I'm checking out the prices. But from what I understand, let's say it starts at $700, $500, $700, $800. But don't forget at Coachella, we're camping out. If you got to be on parking. They don't want any stragglers wandering around. So you buy the parking pass. You have to have a festival wristband. And so you can't even get on these polo grounds. So that's the culture right there. You have to pay $30 a shuttle in. It's like $150 price gouging even on that. So now, let's say I just wanted to do only Friday night of Coachella or just Saturday. That Saturday only was $4,000. Okay?
Yeah.
$4,000 for a single day ticket, and maybe you purchase it at $1,500 at the most. Like, come on, I'm buying multiples. So I don't know. But nowadays we have guidelines that allows that type of resale, and so good luck on that. In terms of so what else did you want to talk about with with the ownership or what other venues you want to go into? Because music and concerts are so multifaceted. You got merch, concessions, $150 for caviar bumps with fried chicken.
Well, with all of that, Lila, then who's going to Coachella? Are Black folks showing up now?
Yes. And then I am going to around it, and I think Coachella is where you benefit. But going to Coachella, come on. Like, come on. Like, do you know, you went on some free tickets. I not even thinking about entering. I think if they are sponsored and part of your sponsorship deal, I would say anybody doing contract negotiations, if you have clients that are interested in Coachella, put that somewhere if they're related. Because the sponsors, like Red Bull is doing a really big thing. And so I know a particular Black athlete that will be at the Red Bull Mirage, which is now on-site activation. But Red Bull didn't come in, maybe they did in some way, but day one saying, like, we're going to have this massive build-out. You guys can come eat and party. And, like, there's a Coachella performance going on within the art installations and other venues. So there's, like, 7 sound stages of music just immersive. So I love that. Yeah. I think Black artists are definitely participating. I'm going to be honest with you, I love us, but I don't necessarily kind of see us as the one that is creating that culture, because I don't know if we necessarily have that culture where we are venturing out. Is that a violation, Colin? Is that a sacrifice?
No.
That's an agreement. That's agreement.
I'm just saying, are we going out there? Because I think sometimes in our community we're a lot of fear-based, and we're not taking those chances and going out to the desert because of the nature of the United States,
right.
Sundown towns.
But then let me ask you, Lila, are they marketing to us though? That's the other thing. Are they marketing to us? Okay.
No,
So then
no.
if like Andy said, and he's Coachella age. I mean, he was like, I didn't even know it was happening this weekend. I just happened to
know,
catch some
right?
YouTube
Where you
videos.
from?
Can I be honest with you though?
Where
What's
you
up?
from?
I don't
Yeah.
care about Coachella.
Right. Why don't you care about
Oh.
Coachella?
Because if I don't see Kendrick, if I don't
Exactly.
see Jay-Z or whatever, you feel me? That's the reason why I tapped it with Justin Bieber. And I'm not even really a Justin Bieber fan like that.
Hold on. You just learned about it and you're already saying no to it.
No, what I'm saying is
Revolve did a whole TDE set. I went with J-Rock. We were VIP. SZA performed. Like, my thing is, Kendrick's going to do whatever he wants to do. You don't have to do that for him. But the thing is, are you looking at the acts? Young Thug performed last night before FK Twigs, after Foster the People. My thing is this, like, I'm trying to figure out why didn't you know about Coachella? Where are you from?
No, he didn't know
Not stepping
Coachella.
on your
He didn't know
selfie.
Coachella was happening this past weekend.
So are you plugged in? But I love it. Kendrick even said, are you locked in? Like, are you in?
I'm going to tell you
Because
this.
how you say you don't care about this multi-billion, we have to care. We cannot have that attitude. I'm just saying that somebody that goes to that desert, driving out there and taking the chance, and I saw TD, I saw Sway Lee, I saw Young Thug. We are there. We are there. Do you care? Do you support us out there?
Let me
And so
say
when
this.
they look at those analytics. Okay, go ahead.
Let me say this. I didn't see any promo for Coachella at all.
Right.
No social medias. I ain't seen none of the homies, none of the homegirls. Some of the radio stations that I tap in over here didn't hear nothing about, such and such is going to be at Coachella. I just so happened to be on YouTube, on the music playlist, and I happened to see a live feed for Coachella. At that moment, that's when I'm like, let me tap in. And it was like at least maybe like 7-8 streams, right? So I literally clicked on each single one. Thank God on the first one they actually had a lineup of the artists, so I can see who's about to perform. Now, granted, this was nighttime on Saturday night, so I'm already obviously late to the game. But I did see Justin Timberlake performing at 11 something, and I was like, I'm gonna stay in for that. Sunday I tapped in. I'm running errands or whatnot. I go on the live feed and I see that Young Thug already performed. I missed out on that.
Right. Over in the chat, Morris tapped in. He said the greatest creator of all time was Little Richard, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, not to mention a couple of more. Little Richard discovered and financed these groups, and he never got paid the big bucks. And then he said to him, honestly, that Coachella sounds like a white thing, but he said he could also just be jealous. And he said blacks are cool when we're entertaining people, but we need to be making some of the money as well. And I think that there are opportunities, and I'm going to stick with what you said about Nochella, Lila. I think there are opportunities outside of the larger venue for black people to be seen, to have events. And it's not like black people are not cool with destination concerts. We've been doing it for 100 years. I mean, Essence has been popular for a reason for a very long time. And so I just think that there needs to be more marketing that needs to be done to get black folks to come out to Coachella.
And
What's
Keith,
up, Andy?
I'm glad that you brought up the Essence Fest, because for me, I've always felt like Coachella wasn't necessarily for us. Some of us will be there as far as representation, but I never really got like that vibe. Like, this is all for black people. Essence Fest? Yeah, I'd love to go. Invest Fest, even though it's not music, I would love to go. You know what I'm saying? We had a festival a couple years ago out here in Los Angeles. It was kind of hip hop. I think it was once upon a time LA. Rest in peace Draco, where he got killed at. That was nothing but us there too. So I just think if you have a festival where it's majority of us, whether it's R&B, whether it's hip hop, we got jazz festivals.
Yes,
we gonna pull up. But Coachella, the branding is not towards us.
Right. And I think that some of that should be. And then, what are we calling the show tonight? The Takeover. That's right. So, we got to make our presence known and seen there. Lila, who were some of the folks that were in the audience? I heard Tiana Taylor was up in there.
Yeah, Tiana Taylor was there. I'm a switch back. How you not hear about Coachella and Baychella happened? Beyonce Homecoming, she did a whole HBCU thing. So my thing is, are you tapped in? So my thing is this. I'm gonna say this. growth opportunity is 2026. Carol G was the first Latina, Chief Colombia, who I saw in the audience. I saw flags, banderas waving. And so that was a beautiful moment. And she's gorgeous. She said, but she called it out. She said, you guys are late. Y'all have to understand, like, what really started this was like Pearl Jam, okay?
Right.
Golden Voices in LA right now. You can go to a Golden Voice show. They have 12 venues around the area. They are not about our music. They are so punk rock, garage band starting off.
That's
You're
why we're not tapped
right.
in.
Right. Okay.
But
I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna
potential.
send you two fighters to your corners for a minute. When we come forward, right here on the Keith Underwood Takeover, more with Lila Brown and Andy in our discussion on Coachella, right here on KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
When temperatures climb, LADWP wants to help you stay cool indoors, starting in your attic. With quality attic insulation, your home can stay more comfortable during hot summer days and help lower your energy bills year-round. It's a smart way to save. And for a limited time, LADWP has increased the attic insulation rebates to make upgrading more affordable. Act now to start saving. Visit ladwp.com/attic. That's ladwp.com/attic. From station to stage, LA Metro connects you to the artistic heart of Los Angeles. Celebrate this National Arts Month with Metro, exploring galleries, theaters, and cultural spaces across the city. Art isn't just where you end up, it's how you get there.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Break out the champagne. Everybody get a laugh.
You know, 5 years goes fast when you're doing something you love. 5 years of being right there with you, in your car, in your kitchen, at work, in your earbuds. And we don't take that for granted, not for a second. When it came time to celebrate our 5th anniversary, we knew it had to mean something. And we're celebrating on the most fitting day there is, Juneteenth. We're still putting the finishing touches on something really special. And before we tell the world, we want to tell you first. Once we announce this event publicly, we expect that seats are going to go fast, really fast. So, go to our website right now at KBLA1580.com and sign up to make sure you're the very first to hear what we've got planned. Before we go public with all the details, you've been riding with us. It's only right you're first to know. KBLA1580.com. We'll see you on Juneteenth for our 5th anniversary banger. Banger. Find a righteous rage and don't be afraid to say what you see. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the Keith L. Underwood Entertainment Takeover right here on KBLA Talk 1580, and I am sitting in for the fabulous Jill Munroe. Joining me today is also the fabulous Lila Brown, downtown Lila Brown. What's up, girl?
Hi, working on weekend 2, Coachella.
so
hyping away back here.
right, getting ready for it. You know, Andy asked me an interesting question during the break, and I wanted to share that with everybody. He said, you know, where are we going? You know, what do you want to get at with that question that you asked. And I'm like, well, black folks, they are showing up. We have black folks on stage. We have black folks in the audience. We have black vendors that are there, black influencers. And my point is that if all those black people are there, we should also be able to take advantage of the things that are afforded to us from Coachella, like a platform, like you mentioned earlier with Beyonce. That put Beyonce on another map in another country doing that performance from Coachella. So what are some of your thoughts on that, Lila?
Yeah, I just think it's 2026, and I was getting into growth potential. And I think sometimes in our community, we have every right to be suspicious. We have every right to question what's going on. And I just have to, it's about information. And so information has been limited, and with that, limited experiences. So I think sometimes in our community, we just really got to wake up and realize that there are some beautiful things happening for us, and we got to let go of a lot of that pain of what happened in the music industry. Like I said, I was upset. I was on a plane watching what happened to Stax Records, and I was like, how we just so calm right now? Like, really?
Right.
And that's Isaac Hayes. So, it's just a lot. I get it. Music is very special. I think we talked about, you and I offline about Sinners. Sinners. I said, why ain't nobody tell me that was the Buddy Guy story? I didn't even watch it when it came in theaters. I was like, oh, it's all hype. I was like, so if y'all would have led with Buddy Guy, I would have been the first person in line. So I think let's get the information out there. Let's talk about it. You talking to me on this show, somebody that's had the experience because of the connections we have in this industry through Black-owned businesses, I think, okay, you have a perspective and I have a perspective. And I think if our community can get to the nuance and expand their thinking and say, we are included. Do you have the eyes to recognize that? Do you have the right vision to really see us out there? Young Thug on stage said, who's in the audience? There's North. Okay, North, what you doing here? Northwest, okay.
Right.
He looked over at Tiana Taylor, what you doing here? He was like, he said to Tiana Taylor on his stage while he performed it, hey, I've been trying to get at you for a month now to style me.
Right.
I said, Tiana.
He was
Tiana
networking from the
styling?
stage.
He said, nah, girl, all eyes on me. Hey, what you doing? So my thing is, if you're talking about the takeover, to me, Young Thug was a headliner. But can you appreciate the different genres for that? I said, he got a 9 o'clock hour spot. I start falling asleep around 8 o'clock Sunday, like.
It was nice sleepy time.
So the thing is like, I didn't get too much into Coachella because I'm out there partying and we doing other things. What happens in the desert stays in the desert. But I came home to watch the rest of the show and take a break to get ready for back to reality. And to see him there, as I'm someone from Atlanta, I know the music industry, and Young Thug is amazing. He has always been that. Okay, y'all don't know? He was wearing that everybody hated that dress he wore on the cover. But I was at the fashion show where he debuted that look in New York Fashion Week. Y'all calling these people lames and simps. Can you really support our brothers when he's doing something? The brothers Migos is wearing babushka stars, and they made fun of that. So we got to be supportive when we are doing new things and stop saying, oh, it's this or it's that, and we can't get with it.
Right. Let them express themselves in their artistry.
Yeah, and then when all of a sudden then mainstream gets on it, then it's like, oh, they sold out. Yeah, we sold out of these records. We sold out of this merch. Mr. Ice Cream Man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we selling CDs out of the trunk. It's always been our go-to sell. So we got to really rethink how we are approaching it. It's 2026, and I think the writing's on the wall. So I'm going to go out to the desert, get my blessing, and thank God for the spring. Okay, you know how we get down. Coachella is an experience. It's very hippie. It's very spiritual. It's like Woodstock. So Jimi Hendrix was at Woodstock. Were you? Were your mama and dad, your grandparents at Woodstock? Jimi Hendrix was there. So we got to be adventurous, take the time to wake up, enjoy this life, have a good time. Say, I didn't know about it. Don't be mad. Get glad. You know, I didn't know about it. If they're not marketing to you, then are you supporting Reason, who just left TDE? Okay, are you supporting J-Rock? Did you support Senza before she got on? That's where I think back in the day, Black Hollywood, we were sticking together. Then when one of us made it, we were like, oh, we all celebrated. We don't have that anymore. So we're so diverse. I think Black Hollywood has always been our answer and our solution, but we have essence. You know, like we have something in the water that Pharrell is doing. Are you going to travel to Lollapalooza? Are you going to go to Chicago? Are you going to go to Atlanta? Like, you know, are you going to be that dedicated fan? This is the music industry, and numbers talk, and I think Jay-Z says it all the time. Like, I'm a businessman. Like, so look at the numbers. If the numbers are not showing it, if your community's not engaged, if the Black artist says, here's my social media numbers, but Becky or Karen over here says, here's my numbers.
Right. Yeah, no, I definitely feel you. Lila, I could talk to you for another 2-3 hours. What's happening with you next, Lila? Tell me quickly, and where can everybody find you on social media?
Yeah, we are getting ready for LA 28. We are on Instagram at Team EBMG, as in Ella B Media Group. It's ELLABEE Media Group across all channels. Look us up. We're sharing our content. We would appreciate your likes, your comments, your follows. Show the support. That's the Black-owned. Don't just support Black-owned businesses when we're in trouble. Be proactive. Support Black-owned businesses.
That's right. Lila Brown, downtown Lila Brown, thank you so much for joining me on the Keith Underwood Entertainment Takeover right here on KBLA Talk 1580. I appreciate you so much, baby girl.
Bye. Thank you. That was fun.
All right. Thank you. And everybody, be sure to check out Black in the Green Room. That is my show that airs on weekends at Saturdays at 5 p.m. and then again at 11. And then you can catch it again Sundays at 11 p.m. where we talk about entertainment from the inside out right here on KBLA Talk 1580. I just appreciate everybody in the chat. DJ Black, Morris, Terry, all of y'all. Thank you so much for your support. Until Jill Munroe comes back right here on the Jill Munroe Show tomorrow night. It's been Keith Underwood, and it's been fun. Thank you for joining me right here on KBLA Talk 1580.
Realize how powerful you are and break free.
Can't believe we fell in love in the city of LA. It's the city of angels, it can take you anywhere. We fell in love, in the city of the gangbang. Yeah, we still dying over red and blue stripes.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. A new chapter is beginning at the Rainbow Push Coalition. The Chicago-based civil rights group held its first meeting Saturday under new president and